Well, it's still here on Pulse. My name is Benedict Owusu. We'll talk sports, and obviously we're talking about the Ghana Premier League. Match day 23 were played over the weekend. On Saturday was Kumasi Asante Kotoko that started it all with Wafa at the Suga Kope Park. It was rather Accra Hearts going into that game. Had not lost any game away from home, but Wafa defeated them by 3-0 to hand the Phobians their first defeat away from home in this season's Ghana Premier League. Well, it continued on Sunday with the likes of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Dreams FC, Mediama SC Intala at the Babara Stadium. It was Kumasi Asante Kotoko that played host to Dreams FC. Well, Dreams FC went there, did very well. You know, going into that game, Dreams FC had not lost any game, and they were hoping, you know, to replicate their fine recent form in the league, but they lost by a goal to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Ketty, a penalty that Amos Frimpong scored for the Porcupine Warriors. Well, Accra Hearts Focus, I noted, lost 3-0 to Wafa, which was on Saturday. Interallies played Mediama, and that game ended 1-1 at the Tema Park. Well, the major talking point from this weekend's run of matches in the Ghana Premier League has been about club officials complaining about poor officiating. Well, if you remember, somewhere last week, Patrick Akoto was on this same program. Patrick Akoto is Deputy Communications Director of Mediama SC. Well, Mediama SC, because of their participation in Africa, they had 3 outstanding games, and out of the 3 games, they lost all. We brought Akoto here to just tell us what's been happening with their team. Is it a case of them not playing good football? Akoto came here, and according to him, it's just about poor officiating. So he lamented on how the referees, they've not been fair to his side, and we saw lots of that after you know, this weekend's run of matches. On Saturday, same, as well as Sunday, Liberty Professionals coach George Lamte complained. Aristeka Chuba of Ediana Stars also complained, and Dreams FC administrative manager, that's Aminu Shadow, who will be speaking to later on the program, also complained bitterly after their game against Asante Kotoko. But just to give you an idea of what happened when Patrick Akoto joined me here on Pulse last week about officiating, check this out.
Look, if you check the performances of some of these assistant referees and you equate armed robbery, the two of them, there's no difference really in terms. Let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you. I'm saying that if you check the activities of armed robbers and you check the activities of some of these officiating officers, they are no different. There are no differences with it. Look,
can you substantiate the allegations you're making here?
It's not about substantiation. I'm telling you what the matter is. I am telling you that the performance of some of these referees, look, against Ediana Stars in front of our home fans, we were rocked. We went to Chima.
So it was not just about your bad performance, because you know the report I got, especially from your game against Ediana Stars, against Ediana Stars, yes, you guys were awful.
We're not awful. We were absolutely brilliant. But you see, when officials come into a game with the results in their pocket, then clearly it becomes a Herculean task for you to win. So the referees and the match official, and I was quite disappointed with Daniel Lai, and this is a guy that I've known, of course, not because of affinity. You know, my junior in school, great guy. He did his best, but the assistant referee won. David Ajin, he was unapologetic of a referee at the highest level, and for me, it's the reason why the club has filed a complaint with the review panel, hopeful that a decision will be taken. But for some of us, I think that the punishment that are given to officials are not harsh enough. Benedict, if you ban a referee 6 games, 7 games, what is the overall effect? It does not affect the fact that
so you've lodged the complaint with the Football Association.
Exactly, and I am hopeful that the punishment that is going to be meted out to him, it's not only serve as a deterrent.
So that was Patrick Akoto, his communications director for Mediama SC, you know, speaking about how officiating has not gone in their favor in their last 3 games. So they lost their 3 outstanding games, the Ediana Stars, Techiman City, as well as the one they played at the Takwa Stadium. So that's it by way of officiating in the Ghana Premier League. So we'll give you an idea of how the standings it looks like on the Premier League table, because teams actually, we have 7 more games to go to the start of the season, and we'll have to check out to see the team that will win this season's Ghana Premier League. At some point, Accra Hearts folk were leading, but by virtue of their defeat to All Stars, their defeat to Wafa, Hearts folk now have dropped to 2nd spot. So as you can see on your screens, All Stars now lead the Premier League table with 41 points after 23 run of matches. Accra Hearts folk now 2nd. They have just 39 points, and Ediana Stars have moved to 3rd with 37 points. Asante Kotoko now back to the top 4. Before yesterday's run of matches, they were 5th. Now they are in 4th position with 36 points. Dreams FC fifth with 36 points. And Dreams, you look at how well they've played, especially their last 3 games. They've won all, only to lose their game against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, which Aminu Shadow complained bitterly yesterday at the Babara Stadium. Media Mercy, despite losing their 3 outstanding games yesterday, they managed a draw against Inter Allies, and they find themselves 6th position with 34 points. Wafa are 7th, 33 points. Wafa, they are the only team that, they've not lost a game in this season's Premier League at their ground at Soga Kope. I would say the worst result to Wafa at that venue was against New Dibiase, which they drew 1-0. But aside that, they've won all their games at the Soga Kope Park. Bekum Chelsea also find themselves around 10. But before we even go to Bekum Chelsea, there is Liberty Professionals 8th with 30 points. So Liberty, Ebuson Dolls, Bekum Chelsea all on 30 points. Just goal difference separating them. And Ashanti Gold are 11th with 20 points. Well, the story about Ashanti Gold is that they won last season's Ghana Premier League, and they find themselves 11th on the league table. So it doesn't look like Ashanti Gold can defend the title they won last season. Their coach Bashir Hayford has noted that he'll be leaving the club at the end of the season. And also Sekondia Azakes are 13th. They've dropped down. They are 13th now. Techiman City 12 with 29 points. We have 28. That's Azakes, and 14 places in Allies. They find themselves in the relegation zone. Bichi United as well in the relegation zone with 26 points. And New Edbiase 16th with just 21 points. It doesn't look like this time New Edbiase will escape relegation. So away from the Ghana Premier League, let's talk some updates from the Rio Olympics. And as I noted this afternoon when I joined your news today, I mentioned that Kaya Forsen, she's an athlete, she's a swimmer for Ghana, and she was going to kickstart Ghana's campaign at this year's Rio 2016 Olympics. Well, she did that some few minutes ago in the women's 200 meters freestyle, that's swimming. Kaya Forsen had two other participants in her heat. Well, she was third in that heat with 20.16 seconds there. So Kaya Forsen finished third in her heat. That's a heat 1 of the 200 meters freestyle swimming at the Rio Olympics with just 21.16 seconds there, 20.16 seconds. So we hope and pray that she will make the qualification mark. So on your screen, that's Kaya Forsen for you. Later in our subsequent sports bulletins, we'll definitely bring you that race where Kaya Forsen clocked a time of 20.16 seconds there. So that's it. The Ghana team will continue tomorrow. We have boxing coming up on the 11th. Wahid Omar will box as well. There is the athletics team, as many as 11. We took 16 athletes to the Olympic Games, and 11 of those 16 athletes are for track and field, and we will definitely see them in action. The likes of Emmanuel Dasofling, Souse Japan, Jimmy Champon, Janet Tamponsa, Javelin and Poma, and also Sean Safwentry for 100 meters. We'll all see all these guys at the 2016 Olympics. But so the story is that Kaya Forsen, she finished third in heat 1 of the 200 meters freestyle. That's for swimming in the women's division of the Rio 2016 Olympics. So that's how we end Pulse Sports here. My name is Benedict Osu. For more sports news, make your way to the Manjo Online Sports page and keep following us on Twitter at Joy Sports GH. On Facebook is at Joy Sports. There is more sports, more highlights for you on Prime Sports. Keep watching.